All right, all right. It is just about time. And here's the deal, guys. Let's keep it simple. High stakes league. This is the RotoWire Online Championship, the Beat Szlowski League. And I'm in here drafting against some serious competition. We're going to do it live. We're going to kick some ass. We're going to take some names. I'm going to talk through my strategy throughout this entire draft on this live stream. Hopefully the guys from the draft aren't actually watching this. They shouldn't be. So I'm just going to I'm going to talk my way through this thing. Let you guys know what I'm thinking in each round. I've got pick number 3. And since we got 5 minutes, I want a couple before we start. I got 2 things. Number 1, let's get the theme song going. Haven't heard this bad boy in a while, so let's get that going. Get a minute and a half, and then I want to talk about the scoring rules of this league. Where is my theme? Here we go. Let's do this.
Yo, Geek, here we go. Same verse, take 2.
All right.
Same lyrics, all right?
Yo, here we go. Chief ST, DFS Army, a.k.a. the Geek. This is the Players Club VIP. Let's do this. Yo, me and my homies, we're tighter than a glove. We chop a lot of game, how we do it at the Players Club. Check the pool, or kick it in the tub, cause we kick much ass at the Players Club. It's time to kick it with the Army crew. VIP, you know how we do. Gonna smash the cop, make them look like bitches. In our pocket, we'll possess mad riches. Winning cash is our forte. When we smash a daily fantasy. Gather that cream, gonna get a tune, living that dream, drinking Blue Moon. Yo, we make lineups differentiate between cash and GPP where we correlate. Ask me about the lineup, I'll say it looks great. All about that love, I ain't trying to hate. Yo, people ask what Bobby Wow would do. Fade the chalk, I unfriend you. More money for your bankroll. Stick to the script and make your pocket swole. That's right, that's how we do it, motherfuckers. Players Club. VIP, motherfuckers. We out. All right. The theme, baby. It's been a while. Hell yeah. So we're going to keep it chill, guys. I legitimately am trying to win this thing. So I haven't done a lot of drafts using this software program. So hopefully we won't get too many snafus going early on as we kind of get that part figured out. But let me just go back here and let's see. Pre-draft. Yeah, settings. You know, I was going to drink some Blue Moon for this, but I'm still a little jet lagged from my trip, and I feel like Blue Moons, any kind of drinking, it's going to dull me a little bit. Can't have that. So we're keeping it real. So straight up, we got 3 minutes till start time of this draft, and I'm picking 3rd overall. Pick number 1 has already told us he's going to take McCaffrey. I expect pick 2 to go to Jonathan Taylor, which is going to leave me with the choice of either going with a hero wide receiver or jumping ADP on another running back. I will be taking one of the wide receivers, I expect, unless, maybe Taylor will drop and I'll take him if I can. Great. But I'm assuming my draft is going to start with Cooper Kupp. There is some consideration here for Justin Jefferson. I really like Jefferson as well. Don't get me wrong, but Kupp was such a beast last season. So real quick scoring rules. I had it open just a minute ago. Where is it? So just so everybody sees, this is PPR, 1 full point PPR. Nothing, very, very standard rules. Looks like team kicker, team defense. So we are going to have to draft a kicker. Yeah, smoking would get my head right. But I'm telling you, I got a little jet lag, and the effects have been a little crazy. So I don't want to screw that. But looks like we're going to have to draft a kicker, a team kicker, and a team defense at the end. So, okay. Positions for your team roster, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex, kicker, defense, 2 running back, 3 wide receivers. So, that's pretty much that's pretty much it. We got about a minute to go, and we are buzzing. So we got about a minute to go till the draft starts. And like I said, obviously we're not going to team kicker, team defense, whatever. Bills coming up number 1 defense. That's crazy. But primarily, the way I like to draft the team is I like to get the wide receiver position covered with, quality guys, and then draft a volume of running backs, especially one hit away running backs. So you guys will see as we get later in the draft, I'm really going to try to get on some of these names of running backs that are one hit away from becoming starters. And we talk about them in all the Bowl Call podcasts all season long. The Alexander Madisons, the Rashad Whites, Isaiah Pacheco, Hassan Haskins, Donta Foreman, names like that. Gonna try to get a bunch of those on my bench, because what I've noticed is as you go down, this is a general thing for fantasy drafting, as you start to get beyond the top 40-ish wide receivers, maybe 40, 45, the guys who are left are pretty shitty. Like, there's no one here that's going to come out. There's no one down in this group of wide receivers that's going to come out of nowhere and sort of lead your team to a championship. But you can find, or there might be, but it's highly unlikely, you can find running backs that will come out of nowhere and lead your team to a championship. So here we go. 1 minute on the clock. We are live. Stopa wasted no time taking Christian McCaffrey, and I'm expecting Taylor to go second overall. Let's see what happens. I mean, this is taking even longer than I was expecting. Like, what are you thinking about, bro? Jonathan Taylor did not take a chance. And I'm going with Cooper Kupp. Again, there is some thought that Justin Jefferson can elevate above Cooper Kupp this year. I could see it happening. On pick 3. So we're going with Cooper Kupp, pick 3. So now we've started with a wide receiver. And, we don't have our hero running back. So we're going to have to really focus on that running back position as we go along. Because this is full point PPR, I don't feel the absolute need to have 3 starting running backs. I don't feel the need. I mean, by the way, Stopa told us he was taking McCaffrey well before the draft. I mean, he did not keep it a secret. So Sislowski does what he told me he was going to do and kind of jumps ADP with Dalvin Cook. I love the move. I think Dalvin Cook is going to have a great year. I don't have any issue with that. I want to kind of follow along here. There we go. Derrick Henry next off the board. So we're seeing a bit of a run at the running back position. A bit of a, let's see where we at. Chase, we're moving fast. Stephon Diggs, I don't love that pick at 8th overall. We're moving quickly, though. Austin Eckler, 9. So we're flying through this draft. Oh, my gosh. Here we go. Barkley. See, Jamar Chase went 5th overall. Dalvin Cook. Diggs, again, I don't love that pick there. CeeDee Lamb, a little bit early. Saquon Barkley in the first round. Risky. It's a little risky. But if it works, it works. No, it's interesting that Najee Harris is kind of falling a little bit. He was a guy that had a lot of hype. So I'm curious to see if Wasowski over here, if our next guy does grab Najee. Najee feels a little Yeoman-like, right? He feels a little bit like maybe he's not going to, deliver massive scores each week. He's just going to give you consistent volume. And, that doesn't excite me that much. So here we go. I'm going to start to kind of look ahead. My pick is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 away. So we're 1, 2, 3. So we're hanging out in this zone here. I'd really love for Aaron Jones to be there for me. When I pick, I might
Kamara would be somebody I'd be excited for. I really want to try to get a running back with my second round pick. But if it doesn't happen, and, let's say, like a Debo or somebody really strong drops for me in round 2, I'm going to go with the flow. Oh, there's Kamara. Yeah, moving on up. Moving on. Notice who's falling. Najee Harris, man. Fucking A. There's Jones. So are these guys watching this stream? I hope not. Better shut the fuck up. Joe Mixon falling. And Javonte still on the board. I definitely don't like Nick Chubb. He's completely off my radar. So there's Joe Mixon and Najee in a row. I'm curious to see what Zylowski will do here coming up 2 picks away. If I do wind up with a Leonard Fournette, for example, he's the last of the running backs that I think are kind of viable in this little grouping. Ooh, there's one more that I like. Okay. All right, I have a thought here. Yeah, I don't want to even say who because I don't want to, but I wouldn't mind ATN, but that's it. Well, there's Fournette. So we've got 1, 2, 3 picks away at the running back position. It's gotten a little sketchy, right? It's getting a little sketchy here. A little sketch. Wide receiver, Debo, Tyreek, really good wide receivers still hanging out. Pittman, and definitely some strong tight ends. The only tight end that I would even consider in round 2 is Mark Andrews, and I'm not going that way in this draft. There goes Javonte Williams. I'm on deck. Boy. We're riding through the danger zone here. So I am not into Chubb. I am not into Akers. And I'm not super into James Conner. But I don't think ETN will be there for me if I wait another round. And he is a guy that I kind of am in love with this year. So let's see what Mr. Kane does here. And, I think I'm going to have to go. Let's see what he does, like I said. But I think I'll go focus on ETN if I can get him. If not, we're going to be taking a look at Debo. That's my back punk. And we'll start with some hero-ass fucking wide receivers. I don't mind doing that. If that's how it goes, that's how it goes. Oh, shit. He's watching. So we just got fucked. ETN off the board. I don't like this group. So I'm just going with a wide receiver here. And fuck it. All right. We're starting hero wide receivers. Debo. It's his bike punk. Let's do this thing. And now, this draft is now going a certain way. It's going a certain way. There's no stopping us. We're heavy on pass catchers in this one. So let's see how that plays out. Man, I think these guys are watching the stream because just got sniped. Travis Etienne way ahead of his ADP. So that's really interesting. Now, one of the things I like to do is you want to start to take a look at the various teams and kind of get a sense of, what they're doing. Like loading up on running backs for Zylowski. Get a sense of what people are doing here. Now we're going to get the 3rd round reversal. So unfortunately, that means I don't get the quick pick. Yeah, it's the 3rd round reversal. This one. So the way this works, it's a snake draft, but in round 3 it reverses. So because I got pick 3 in round 1, instead of getting pick 3 in round 3, I'm now getting pick 9 in round 3. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit, but that's the only reversal that will happen. So now I'm curious. DJ Moore, interesting pick. I don't hate that after AJ Brown. Definitely jumping ADP there a little bit for Stopa. Wide receiver position still looks really good. Lots of great wide receivers, just tons of them. So the running back position on the flip side, getting a little bit it's in a stink cheese zone, so to speak. right? These guys are all kind of gross, but we're going to have to take some of the, we're going to have to jump on this. So let's see what we do. Super dangerous to take a Connor, but he looked great last season when he played. A little dangerous though, a little dangerous for his injury history, but we'll see. We'll see if he's there. Breece Hall, Jets running back, does not look like he will be a workhorse. I'm not a Zeke Elliott guy. I'm kind of hoping Seslowsky takes Zeke at some point. Take that off the table. Love Michael Pittman, love T. Higgins, so a couple good wide receivers going right there. But we've got 2 wide receivers already on our team, so I'm not too worried about the wide receiver position going forward at this point. We're pretty strong there, just automatically. The tight end position is kind of a dead zone for me. I don't like any of these guys, so this will be a wait spot for me. So going forward, we're just going to look at running backs for the most part and wide receivers and see if we can get somebody that we like at a reasonable price. Come on, Seslowsky, take Zeke. No, got Allen Robinson. Good pick. Good pick. Here comes Alessia. He's very much an ADP guy. So let's see if he sticks with ADP here. Yep, he does. He went with Chubb, ADP. Good. Take him off the board. I don't want him around. So, there's a couple of interesting ways to go here. I could go for another wide receiver just fine, but there's so many good ones that I like, even a ways down, that I think I am going to grab me some Jimmy Connor right here. I know, man, I'd like to take a shot with Cam Akers. I like this LA offense, but I think it's a little risky. And Connor looked really good in the passing game for Arizona last year, so I'm just going to go with it. YOLO, going with the Terminator. Got to get a running back on the board, so we'll go with the Terminator. But I'm not going to feel too much pressure here. There's a lot of running backs I still really like a lot floating around, and I want to make sure I'm extremely strong at wide receiver. So I'm not going to be worried about taking another wide receiver or 2 over the next few picks and just fucking being loaded at the wide receiver position in this draft and just being, fill in running back, but load it up on wide receiver. Perfectly fine way to go. It's a little contrarian, but I definitely don't mind it in this approach. I can almost always pick up a solid running back. Yeah, this is, taking a quarterback that early. Okay. So we'll see about that. We'll see how that works out. Definitely not an early quarterbacks guy. Know what we're doing here. So I just want to kind of talk through strategy. Ooh, I'm on deck. Here we go. Cortland Sutton went. This is interesting. Yeah, no one. This is the stinky cheese running back zone. Ugh. All right, guys. I was hoping that Mike Williams would be here for me. Going for it. Touchdown machine. Great offense. Hell yeah. So, I mean, Cooper Kupp, Deebo Samuel, Mike Williams. You want to go up against that? I wouldn't. I'm going to have to fill in at running back later on, but I love this start. And I'll take another fucking wide receiver in the next round. I'll take another one. I don't give a fuck. Notice who I left on the board here. I don't think it's Deontay Johnson cheat code. Not this year, guys. Not this year. I don't like him at all this year. Terry McLaurin, don't like the quarterback situation. DK Metcalf, only take him if you're a donkey. Geno Smith is the quarterback. Why is it? This ADP is really weird. Some of the ADPs are really weird. I like Amon-Ra better than those guys. I like Brandon Cooks, definitely Gabe Davis, Mooney. Like a lot of these guys you can get a little bit further down, like Bateman, of course, Michael Thomas. So I like a lot of these later wide receivers a lot better than I like this whole crew here. So this is a spot where if the field was particularly sharp, they might kind of start looking away from the wide receiver group, and that's what's happening to the running backs. And we're going to start to get a little bit of run on the running back position. Sizlowski jumps ADP for Amon-Ra, which I agree with as well. Let's see when I pick again, man. It's going to be a while. So, we're going to be waiting a bit. We've got 4 players, 4 picks in, and now we're going to wait. A lot of these names are going to be gone by the time, for the most part, we're going to be down to some pretty sketchy running backs by the time our next pick comes around. So, Rashad Bateman, another big ADP jump, just like what we talked about, man. This guy. So these are sharp players. Notice what they're doing. They're really jumping away from some of these names and some of these ADPs. I like the move. I'm impressed by the league and by the kind of picks they're making. I kind of wish my pick was a little bit sooner. But let's see. I got a little bit of hope that maybe some talent at the running back position will fall to us in this next pick. I've already got 3 really top quality wide receivers. There are still some other ones that I think can fill in my WR4 spot really nicely. There's enough of them available. I'm not too worried about it. Again, tight end position, the run hasn't happened yet. This is the zone I kind of want to be in right over here. Goddard, Ertz, Knox. So I'm going to kind of allow these guys to be my buffer and let me know when to grab a tight end. Quarterback is really not doing anything yet wisely. So not too worried about that. So, and I like 12 of the top 12 quarterbacks. I'm not worried about that position at all. So at this point, what we're doing is just kind of waiting and see what happens at this running back position to see if we can get another, what I would consider to be another solid starter in one of our next picks. If that does work itself out, that'd be great. If not, might have to take some risk at the running back position. So just kind of see how it falls. When I say solid starters, I mean guys we know who are the starter for their team. Mitchell, Montgomery. There's a few left, but not many. Then we have some of the speculative guys like Edmonds and Pierce and those guys who we can grab a little bit later if we have to. So, there's Michael Thomas, man. What another really, big time ADP jump right there. So very interesting indeed. Love Michael Thomas there. Great pick. Marquise Brown falling. That's kind of interesting. Just keep a look across the landscape to see if there's anybody hiding. No. There's Brown, Jerry Jeudy going. So the wide receiver position is now starting to thin out a little bit. We're finally starting to kind of thin out. Okay. Looking less sexy. Still not bad, but less sexy. Oh, Team 10 watching the stream. There we go. I was kind of hoping no one would watch the stream from the actual draft. But part of the deal with this format is you need to finish in the top 2 teams in your league to then move on to the big tournament for the 250K. So it's a combination of league and tournament that we're dealing with right here. And, that's oh, they posted the link in the draft. Son of a bitch. No wonder I'm getting fucking sniped. That's now it makes all the sense. So I can't talk about who I'm about to take. But that's funny. So in this tournament, first you got to beat your league mates, but the top 2 move on, and you get your average score for the season, and that's your starting score. And then they score at weeks, I believe, 15, 16, or 14, 15, and 16. So this is really interesting. I was going to take Cam Akers a full round ago, and here he is, still available. So you know what? Let's fucking go. I'm happy to have Cam Akers on my team. We'll back him up, hopefully, with a handcuff of Darrell, maybe late in the draft. But show the board and hide your screen. See? Yeah. You got the sharp... wait a minute. Let's see here. Oh, shit. Yeah, he did. He did post it, so there it is. All right, all good, man. You know what? I don't care. I like it. So, yes, I'm on StreamYard. I like both Olave. I mean, Pickens, great. Olave, great. I like them both. I like them both this season, no question. Let's take a look here at the wide receiver position again. We still got some decent wide receivers hanging around. So I've got 3 really solid every week starters at the wide receiver position. So share screen and click on the draft board instead. Where is this draft board? How do I click on the draft board? I'm coming up too quickly on my pick to be screwing around, but yeah, I could definitely share it. If I had a link, do you have a link, Todd, to the draft board? Can I click that, show that? That'd be cool. AJ Dillon goes. I'm on deck, so all right, let's pay attention here. Yeah. You know what? I don't know why people don't like David Montgomery. I'm a David Montgomery guy. And let's see at wide receiver. Yeah, there's nothing here. So, yeah. I'm a David Montgomery guy. Let's see how he does. He's a little sketchy. They're talking about Khalil Herbert. Blue button. Where's this blue button? Oh, shit. Okay. Huh. There you go. All right. So I'll move this over here. You guys can watch that. The problem is I can't see your comments, but this is actually a better view for, I guess for you guys, but, I can't see your comments now, or as easily because of kind of, well, you know what? Here's what we do. I know what to do. Hold on a second. Let's do share. It's first top screen. Now we're going to go share screen. Yeah, no. I'm not going to see the comments, but that's all right. So anyway, here we go. Adam Thielen off the board. And we're starting to get a sense of all these teams. So, Brandon Ayuk, Sizlowski. It's funny. I spent time on the phone with Sez today just explaining why Ayuk is a terrible, terrible pick. And he ignores me. And you know what? Do so at your own peril. You don't want Brandon Ayuk this season. Love Chase Edmonds. There you go. So kind of considered Edmonds even over Montgomery because of that PPR upside. Hopkins, 6 games, not worried about waiting. Team 9. Here we go, Team 10. Gonna need a running back, my man. Running back looks kind of gross. Yeah. Alan Lazard, like him. All right, so looking at my team, we've got a pretty full team except for the tight end and QB positions. Looking at the QB position right now, Burrow, Jackson, Kyler Murray, there's a lot of good. I don't get that. Tony Pollard, I just don't understand it. I don't understand why people draft Pollard. It's so bizarre. It's a strange player to want on your team. Yeah, here we go. So the QB run probably about to start. Never worried about it. If we look at the wide receiver position, it's getting a little bare. It's getting a little barren. So it's getting a little barren. I think for my next, let's see, we're waiting a little bit for our next pick. So, but yeah, the wide receiver position getting a little barren. Tight end, little run happening. Quarterback, lots of good quarterbacks left, and running back. We're in the prospect zone, which is fine. It's a place we like to hang out. Comfortable prospect zone. So what round are we in? Round 7, Hunter Renfrow. Not a fan. Not a big Renfrow guy. Yeah, I'd have to really study these teams a little bit better than I am to give an answer, Dave. This is happening kind of fast. So I'm thinking about my next pick, and it's hard to really look at some of these other teams and get excited about them. I definitely, there's some I don't like, some that I think made some weird moves, but some just like clearly weird moves. But for the most part, I don't want to criticize anybody in this league while they're drafting. We'll do it after. Woods is a good pick there. That's high for Woods to go. Very high. So again, it's really interesting how ADPs are really not holding in the same way that you might think. I'm picking in a couple picks here. And, okay, there we go. I was about to take Jalen Hurts. Fucking Alessia snipes him. Damian Pierce, man. Wow. He went way sooner than I was expecting. All right, so we'll grab our tight end here, Zach Ertz. Damian Pierce, man, went way sooner than expected. So sharp, I like it. But a little surprising as well. Interesting how this is going down. I'm taking a look here at some of these ADPs. So we now have a full team. Let me go back to the draft room here for you guys and kind of show you kind of where we're at. We have a full team, right? We got three running backs, 3 wide receivers, tight ends. So we're pretty full. Got to get a quarterback going, and then defense, kicker, and just start loading up on prospects. So I was gonna take Jalen Hurts. It looks like I think Nowak literally just timed out and got auto picked, which was interesting. But yeah, QB position, no worries. Tight end position, pretty much everybody has one, so not worried about that at this point. So now we just want to load up. I still need another wide receiver, and I want to load up on some running back prospects here in the near future. So that's kind of the way I'm going to play the rest of this draft. Just kind of loading up on prospects at the running back position that can emerge. Give me some depth. I'm going to need another wide receiver or 2 that with potential. So, and I'm not super worried about quarterback because again, I like all of the guys. I like a bunch of them that are still here, and I like all of the top 12. I like 12 quarterbacks. So whatever. Ooh, I was going to take Kadarius. All right. You know what? I'm doing it. Suck it. Made the move. Everybody was waiting on Pacheco. Got him. And the reason I was comfortable taking a crazy prospect where I just did is simply because Pacheco, if he emerges as the lead back for Kansas City, he is going to be my RB1. This is a guy that will lead to championships. This is a tournament format. So this is a format where you got to shoot for upside with your players. And this is too sharp of a group to allow a guy like Pacheco to keep floating out there. Had to take him, had to do it, had to make the move. I'd love to hear from Sislowski if he was about to grab him in this round or where he would have went if he would have lasted another round, because I have no idea. But this is the guy who I went into the draft knowing I wanted to get a piece of, Isaiah Pacheco. I wanted some Dameon Pierce too, but damn. Sislowski was taking Pacheco. That's why he can't, he's like, I don't know what to do right now. Should I take Gibson? No one wants Gibson. All right. I'm going to start to scout some of the other positions here for talent, for hidden talent. I'm a little concerned that even though I have 3 super elite wide receivers, I am going to need a 4th one at some point. So I'm definitely a little bit concerned about that 4th wide receiver, considering what's kind of left here. I'm not loving what I'm seeing. I like my team so far. And again, you know, yeah, there's Kyler. So, yeah, QB's kind of dropping off, but I feel like it's an advantage to wait at quarterback. Last year, obviously, I got Jalen Hurts in this league, and he was actually great. But the best part of him wasn't just that he was putting up big numbers every week. It was that I took him so late that I had a player edge on everybody else in that league. It helped me do really well in that league, and so, you know, there's X number of there's only 12 starting quarterbacks in a league like this, and I think Matt Stafford is QB 12. Like, all right, fine by me. Take Matt Stafford. Now, sometimes you get a person that takes a second quarterback. So, you know, you can't wait too long because sometimes you get somebody who takes a backup quarterback really early, and you're like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? But then they fuck you. And so, you know, something to keep in mind. Like, you can't just wait multiple extra rounds at the quarterback position. Sometimes you're getting a league where somebody stupidly takes a backup quarterback really early. Again, donkey move, but it could fuck a team who is playing a game of waiting late for that quarterback. Pickens, Del Don. That's there you go. George Pickens, 2-tap. Looking great in the preseason. It's funny. Wide receiver got real ugly real fast. Antonio Gibson just dropping. There's no trades in a league like this.
You are on deck. You are up.
Got to tell you, the ding it makes when you're up I don't like it. It reminds me of an airplane. You think Tom Brady's coming back? I think so. Let's take a little break. I didn't mind him. I could have taken Stafford too. Same shit. All right, so taking a look around, let's take a look at the draft board and kind of see where things are. Let me see. I have another pick coming up pretty quick, actually. So after this pick, we'll kind of scroll the draft board and get a sense of what everybody's teams are looking like. But primarily for my team, pretty happy with it. Three solid starting running backs, three elite wide receivers, all three top 15 wide receivers. So I like that. Zach Ertz was my targeted tight end. Going to have to back up the tight end position. Tight ends get hurt. Don't want to be stuck, with garbage there. But there's a lot of guys that are pretty decent that we can back up the tight end position with. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, do we think he's coming back? I mean, I kind of think Brady will show up.
You are on deck.
There we go. We're on the deck. All right. So Miles Sanders. Oh, Antonio Gibson. Finally, no one wants Antonio Gibson. No one wants that guy. Yeah, I'm going to go with Kenny Walker here. I don't like running backs from bad teams generally, and I think Seattle's pretty bad, but I guess if, Rashad Penny's so injury prone and Walker is a very talented guy. Not an exciting one, but fuck it. At this point, we're just going for depth. And usually, again, running back depth is the depth that you want. The wide receivers that are available at this point are all pretty trash. Like, you're not getting anybody. I don't really foresee any sort of breakout players. So, for the most part, I'm going to need my wide receivers to stay healthy. I'm not in a situation here where I can afford injuries to the wide receiver position. There's really no depth here, and there's not much depth available as we continue through this draft. I'm going to kind of scroll through and see who's floating around, but there's not going to be very much depth available as we go down through this draft. So I'm going to need my wide receivers to stay healthy. No doubt about that. A couple of guys that kind of could be interesting, but for the most part, we need our guys to stay healthy. If they do, we're looking pretty good. Because we've got solid running backs, all good starters. And we got a couple of nice backups, and we'll get a few more really good sort of backup situations at the running back position. So we're heavily covered. That's how you do it. Going to be a while till I pick again. So let's take a look at the overall draft board and see kind of what all the teams are looking like. Real quick, we can sort of get a sense of everybody's position groups. So, team 1 for Stopa, Christian McCaffrey, 4 really good wide receivers in a row. Yeah, maybe really good. No, okay, maybe not that great. Then, some question marks at the running back position beyond that. So he's going to need some help. I mean, Seslowski taking Brandon Ayuk is this donkey move. Who follows your advice? Trey Lance, 23 times he's going to throw. He's throwing it to Debo. He's throwing it to Kittle. There's nothing left for Ayuk. So looking through each team here, yeah, I mean, Jonathan Taylor, he's team 2 only has 3 wide receivers as well, and one of them is Rondale Moore. The other one this is a very dangerous. That's a very sketchy team right here. This is a dangerous team. I do not love Claypool. I think he is the number 3. I don't like Claypool at all. So, no, I don't think he's going to be the number 1. It's Pickens. Pickens is the talent. Deontay Johnson is the possession targets guy, and there's not much room for Claypool there. And they have a good tight end also. Tough spot. Interesting to see Derek Carr go ahead of Matt Stafford. Is that what just happened? Yes, it did. Okay. That's a weird one. Yeah, I mean, some of these teams are really interesting. Again, Team 4, Kane, some good. This is not a construction that I like very much. I'm worried about, you need 3 good Wide receivers, I'm only seeing one here, so that's tough. Alessia kind of stuck with, he's going to be an ADP guy, and we'll see how that works out. Seslowski, Cook, Fournette, A-Rob, St. Brown, Juju, Ayuk, Donkey Pick, Olave. This is a pretty good team. Seslowski outside of the Donkey pick of Ayuk right there. Team 7, again, 4 wide receivers, very sketchy at the running back position. Dombrowski, good wide receivers. 2 running backs. So, yeah. Naeem Hines, this is just an epically bad pick of Naeem Hines right there for Team 9. I don't get that one either. Robinson, a little too soon. So, yeah, man, there's still edge. This team is loaded at wide receiver. 11, Dalton. I need to look closer at it, but Barkley, Kamara, Andrews. This is a pretty good team. Dalton, actually, nice team he's got going on. I mean, if I got to go back to the Ayuk pick, and after that, I mean, there was just, Chase Edmonds, Lazard, probably, just, lots of guys. Pacheco. I don't like Ayuk this year. I don't think you'll be happy starting him, but you don't need to start him. If I'm Seslowski here, after my 3 strong wide receivers, I'm either taking a tight end or I'm taking, you still don't have a tight end. So I'm either taking a tight end or I'm taking a better running back than who you have now as your backups. So, all right. Am I on the board? Hang on. Let me go over to my shit. I'm on deck here. So let's talkies and more paying attention.
You are up.
Okay. I'm going to go for a little bit of upside here, guys. And I'm taking Jameson Williams. The thought process with Jameson for me just now is just that, I have the 3 solid wide receivers. I don't expect to be playing 4 wide receivers. And Jameson, he's a guy who's coming into the season injured, fine, but maybe he's coming on week 5, 6, 7, that part of the season. So taking a little risk, but let's call it a well-reasoned risk. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Home runs for later in the season. I don't love him now, but I think he's, top 2 or 3 rookies, and he's on a team that can use what he does. They can use his skill set. So we'll see how that one works out for us. But, it's not costing very much this late in the draft here. We're at that point where we're just, loading up our bench with hopeful prospects and shit like that. So let's see how that goes. I've got thoughts on my next pick. Let's see if I've got somebody I'm hoping will fall to me. So let's see what happens. Actually, a couple players that I could really go for here with these next couple picks. Nice thing about this kind of league is you don't really need a second quarterback. You pick one up, or maybe you'll get one a little later. But while there are still good players on the board, it doesn't make sense to really back up the quarterback. So I don't know why Stafford is up here for me, but yeah, still plenty of good one hit away running backs floating around. Tight end position got pretty gross. Not going to worry about it too much. We got our starter. Tyler Boyd, yeah, that's not a guy I'm in love with.
You are up.
Oh, damn it. Now, why did I just take Jacoby Myers? This is a PPR league. I think we just saw that one of the wide receivers. Not that it matters for. I actually had this offer in a super flex league. It's like what? It was the weirdest offer. Anyway, the reason I went with Myers there is, listen, this guy he's a PPR guy. I think he's the number one wide receiver for the Patriots. And that's a real guy that you don't feel bad sliding into your WR3 or your flex if you need to. So I'm pretty happy with that pick as well. I don't feel bad if I got to play Jacoby Myers, and that's exactly the kind of wide receiver I want to throw on my bench at this point. I've got my upside guy in Jameson Williams, right? He's later in the season. Now I've got Jacoby Myers hanging out, and he's your, hey, I need emergency. Debo's hurt. I need somebody. I need to fill in. Get in there, baby. Get in there, Jacoby. You're up. You know what I mean? Get you 7-8 receptions, 60, 70 yards. Probably do just as good as what Hunter Renfrow is going to get. And Hunter Renfrow went like 6 rounds ago. So that's why I don't take Hunter Renfrow. But yeah, I don't mind that at all. That's a guy you can actually play him. So a couple things to start thinking about now in our draft is we start to look at, all right, should we be handcuffing some of our running backs? If we can't handcuff them all. Some of the cuffs are gone. But actually, most of my cuffs are gone. Since Lowski took all my handcuffs, he's like fucking sitting here taking my handcuffs. Khalil Herbert, what the hell, right? So, not really sure who the cuff is for Connor. Maybe it's Eno Benjamin. I don't know. So I can't really cuff any of my guys. So what I'm going to do is actually just maybe look for upside one hit away running backs going forward. Get those kind of guys, get a few of those prospects on my bench. And, I'm feeling pretty good about the team, the way it's constructed. Like I said, elite at the wide receiver position, 3 solid workhorse starting running backs on the team, quality tight end, Tom Brady at the helm, fine by me. Can't go wrong with T. Brad. What's not to like? At some point with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still got a bunch of picks left, man. They do a lot. They pick a lot of spots in this league. There's Wan'Dale Robinson. I don't mind that pick at all. He's got some upside. He's got some upside. Normally, in a draft like this, Seslowski will call me in the gaps between our picks just to talk about what our last picks were. But now you get to see it happening live on the live stream. So I like that I'm going to whoop all these guys' asses in this league. Take it down. And I did it while live streaming it and sort of letting them know what I was about to do before I did it. Makes it extra special. Except for the Pacheco pick. I have to sneak that one in there. I think somebody needs to snipe Donta Foreman before Stopa can get him. You got to grab Donta Foreman before Stopa can get that handcuff for Christian McCaffrey going. All right. Still got a few picks till I'm picking. I'm taking a look at some ADPs here. I just want to see. Makers. Yeah. There were some serious jumps of ADP in this league, like crazy.
You are on deck.
Ugh. Sounds like a flight is about to happen every time that thing clicks. So I'm taking Tyrion Davis-Price here, guys. TDP. San Francisco. They always get injuries to the running back position. Some new guy emerges and kicks ass. It's a one-hit away guy. Not a fan? Listen. He's got the draft capital. And those are the kind of players you want. Those are the kind of players you want, like at this point in the draft. Just take some upside guys. One hit. There we go. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Jay Fiddles. So we got the backup. You are
on deck. You are up.
I needed my backup tight end there. Zach Ertz, I love him, but, could get hurt. There's always a bye week. So we got Evan Ingram. I'm not too worried about backup quarterback, like I said. There's lots of guys. Not worried about it. Pick one up. They get dropped. Let me keep scanning the running back position for the one hit away guys. Let's see if I can see any others that stand out. Like I said, I feel I'm pretty set at wide receiver. I'm not worried about it because Kupp, Samuel, Williams, there's a bye week. So we've got Jameson Williams. We've got Jacoby Myers to fill in the bye weeks. That's fine. We've got a bunch of prospects at running back. Likely to hit if our starters, we got 3 great starters and a bunch of prospects. So, okay. Solid quarterback, not better than anyone else's, but it's Tom Brady. He's not worse than anyone's. And so now we're just kind of looking for upside pops. We've got a little bit of that. I'm wondering when, there's Deshaun Watson. I mean, you're going to sit him on your bench for 11, 12 weeks. Maybe he comes on strong for the playoffs, but okay. These are deep benches, so it's not like you don't have to drop these guys in a league like this. The bench is massive. It's much deeper bench than a standard league. A standard league, you'd only have 4 or 5 players on your bench, so you'd be dropping guys like Deshaun Watson. You couldn't carry them for all those weeks, but in a league like this, you can actually carry those guys for a long ass time because the bench is deep as hell. It's super deep. So that's its own interesting little thing. There goes Eno Benjamin. I was going to grab him as a backup, but Dalton got to him. That was going to be my next guy. Almost took him in the last round. Now we start to see some defenses starting to float, starting to go. We're going to start to see the defenses. We're going to start to see kickers go in the next couple rounds, as surprising as that seems. There we go, Cheeto Mac. There's another defense. So a lot of good defenses this year. Yep, Darnus Johnson. Interesting pick. Zaslowski. I like Jarvis Landry. Again, another solid fill-in guy. You're fine with you're fine with a guy like that. Yeoman-like. Player, Jarvis Landry. Slot guy, pretty late in your draft. Can't go wrong. Any upside floating around? Not really. Okay. Yeah, takes a little longer to make your pick right now.
You are up.
Hayden Hurst. Ugh. All right, so anytime you get a team that gets to play the Jets twice, yeah. I like the Haskins pick. One hit away guy.
You are on deck. You are up.
See how many spots we have left. 4. Ooh. Damn. Okay. I was actually going to take Baltimore kicker. Threw me for a loop. Yeah, kickers and defenses going. A lot of these guys are going to be dropped. Yeah, we're waiting a little bit till our next pick here. But we're coming to the end of this. We're coming to the end of this draft. So, the teams are all pretty much in place how they're going to look. We'll do a little bit of kind of a going over of everything, but I still want to kind of concentrate a little bit on the draft. I still need a kicker and just a couple of reserve spots filled in. Feeling, like I said, looking at my team, I feel like, again, really solid 3 wide receivers, decent running backs, all with, not super elite, but all, top 24 guys, I guess. And I think we might, if a Pacheco emerges, TDP has a chance, one hit away. Jameson Williams late in the season. Kenny Walker could be a starter, at some point this season. I expect he will be. So we've got some decent depth here. I would have rather had Edom Benjamin, but who the fuck knows? Maybe Darrell Williams is the backup to Connor. I don't know. No one really knows. So we'll see what happens there. Looking at who's going now, we're getting kickers and defenses coming off pretty quick. Kicker we really want from teams that, have a tough time, have, good teams, but sometimes have a tough time getting into the end zone. But there's so many good ones. What's the difference? Outside of Baltimore kicker, who gives you a little advantage, they're all the same shit. Defense, I actually don't mind having 2 solid defenses as well. I do like to carry a defense on the bench. So, yeah. So we'll see what we do with our next pick. Yeah, I'm doing it. The Rams get to play Seattle twice this year. And just for those 2 games, I'm going to get an edge on the field with having Rams defense. Just for those 2 games, because they put up 20. Similarly to the Patriots going up against the Jets, you get a 20, 25 pointer from your defense. It's 4 20-pointers locked in. Hopefully one of those games is during the playoffs. Oh, I forgot about quarterback. Gonna need a kicker. Says, who should I take at kicker? What team? Who's got a good kicker? I don't do kickers. I'm a DFS guy.
You are on deck. You are up.
Mixon. There's Danny Gray. All right. Mixon is a guy is an injury guy. Chris Evans. I'll take my shot. I'll take my shot. A wise man told me today that Boston Scott might be the best running back on the Eagles. I don't disagree. Yeah. A very wise man told me that. All right, so that's it. We've got a kicker to take and maybe a second backup kicker, or yeah, that's about it. Dalton with Josh Kelly. Yeah, okay. Okay. Reaching down deep. Yeah, that's ugly. Yeah, I'm just going to grab whatever kicker is available whenever I'm up. I totally hope the Jets trade for Garoppolo too. I'm with you. I feel like Zach Wilson is ass. So, and Flacco looking good. Flacco looking good in camp. It's just the Jets team is so freaking good. If they just had a quarterback, it's disgusting. Really, it sickens me. Makes me sick. Sickens me. You know, again, the Browns should, maybe they should do it. They should trade for Jimmy G probably, but they don't have a lot of picks left after giving up half their team for Deshaun. So there we go. Kicker. We got a kicker. Patriots. One more reserve spot. One more pick left, guys. One more pick. We wrap it up. We'll take a look at the entire board and do a little bit of like assessment of how the teams look. To my eye, what the fuck do I know? But to my eye, we'll take a look at some of these teams and we'll quickly browse through and see, who is going to be software, and who looks like the biggest competition. Bills score touchdowns. I like kickers on teams that have a difficult time getting into the end zone. It's that simple. So as much as the Bills are in scoring range a lot, and I get it, they score touchdowns a lot, right? Josh Allen is very good at completing the drive. Whereas a team like New England with a rookie quarterback and not the best wide receivers have a hard time. We want field goals, not extra points. Let's see. Oh, fuck. I probably should have paid attention. Yeah, we'll go with Sony Michel for the last pick. Who knows? Take another running back. So, I don't take the kicker for the extra point. I'm going for teams that kick a lot of field goals. And again, the younger quarterback has a harder time finishing the drive, especially with mediocre wide receiver talent. So maybe more field goals. I don't fucking know. I don't really have a great philosophy for kickers. So let's take a look at everybody's team here. And the color coding gives us a little bit of a breakdown here. So again, Stopa, elite running back, needs him to stay healthy. Bunch of good wide receivers. Yeah, I think this is a solid team. Joe Burrow, Knox, solid team, real competitive. I don't love Amari Cooper. I don't necessarily love Jalen Waddle, but we'll see how that works out. Team 2 gets Jonathan Taylor. Great start. I don't love how this went. I think I don't get this. Taking 2 tight ends. No. Now, because of this move, Team 2 is stuck with really sketchy wide receivers. This is not a construction I personally like. You've seen my team. We've talked about it enough. Elite wide receiver group. Maybe some questions at running back, but lots and lots of backup running backs and some upside late with guys like Jameson Williams. So I really like the way my team came together. Team 4, Justin Jefferson. Again, some real questions at wide receiver 2 and 3 and 4 on this team. So we'll see how that works out. Team 5, again, more. Listen, Chase, Godwin, and Thielen. If Thielen stays healthy, great. But if Thielen gets hurt again, or he's kind of old, I think you're going to have a tough time filling in that WR3 spot. Javonte, Nick Chubb. Well, that's John. So Alessia. So we'll see how that works out for him. Says, I know you're waiting for this one. I like Says. I like this draft for you. I love Dalvin Cook. Uncle Lenny, great. I would like to see you have gotten Rashad White to back him up. That's unfortunate. I love the balls of taking Allen Robinson here. I like the trio of wide receiver. I like the trio of wide receivers. I don't even know what link. Oh yeah. Hang on here. All right. Hang on. Get you an invite. Hold up. Says, yeah. So Says is going to jump in here, and cool. I'm DMing it to you on Twitter. So Says you'll jump in here, and I'll just talk about these teams a little bit and how they can. This is the Sislowski League. So yeah, jump in here. I just sent you the link on Twitter DM. So get on in. But yeah, I mean, looking at your team, Says, I think you got 2 running backs, and that's it. So you kind of have to have one of you're going to have some trouble at the RB3 position or RB2. Ooh, they will need to connect their mic. All right, so get your microphone and cam all set up here. And if you can, you're in here, Says, but you got to get your mic and all that shit set up for, here we go. It's happening.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. All right. There we go. We got you on the microphone anyway, but yeah, I think I'm looking at your team, and I think there's some question marks at RB3.
Oh man. There you go.
There he is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Good job, Mike. Take the comment off. You have my comment up there.
There we go. Yeah, get out of here. Your microphone sounds like shit, by the way. I don't know which one you hooked up, but it's not
Here,
your good one.
Hold on. Let me do this then. Mike will be. How about now?
There he is. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot better. So
There you go.
So
No, you did a good job. You did a great job on this one, I got to say. And by the way, great job narrating the draft. I think that there was a lot of people listening in, and I think you did a nice job keeping the flow and drafting while you were picking.
It's definitely an awkward thing to do, especially when now, Team 9 or Team 10 is like, dude, I'm in the draft. And I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't realize that you had sent this out to our draft mates.
Yeah, Todd's a scrub anyway. He doesn't know what he's doing. So
no, that's 9. Or is that 10? But,
yeah, Todd's he's right. No, you did a good job, man. I'm just looking at the board right now. Cup Debo was the right way to go. I'm glad that you went Connor there because – I mean, I have him as a late second round value. You got him at the end of the third, man. I mean, everyone thinks of him as like an injury guy. I mean, other than that 1 year, I mean, he's only missed a couple games. It's the same as Dalvin Cook,
he looked so good for a minute with Arizona last year.
For a
You know,
minute,
listen,
they decided to pay him and let Chase Edmonds go.
yeah. So do I know that he's going to be like, I like him. So if he stays healthy, I don't think he replicates his amazing sort of finish to the season last year, but he's catching passes. He looked great.
Yes, dude, he has a top 5 RB finish when he was in Pittsburgh.
I know he looked great. Now, Cam Akers, David Montgomery, a little sketchier. I know, but that's what was around. And so you had to, like, Cam Akers, I think has a lot of upside. If he emerges as the main guy on a Rams team, and
I like that. And it's unheard of to get him at the end of the 5th round. I've been taking him in the 3rd round, and then I backed off him. So 5th round bakes in all of the risk. 6th round Montgomery. I know you wanted another running back there, which is fine, but what you didn't understand, and I know you were not a fan of my Ayuk pick, but as you could see, I mean, the wide receivers dry up. I mean, look at Dalton, by the way, who took Alan Lazard, and I don't hate it, in the 6th round. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the price of wide receivers in these NFFC drafts.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I feel like because of that drying up, I'm really happy that I got the 3 hyper elite wide receivers early. I don't have a lot of room here for one of them to get hurt. So that's why I grabbed Jacoby Myers late. I feel like he's that yeoman, like,
yes.
All right.
And by the way, Tyquan Thornton got hurt yesterday. He's going to be out for a long time.
I don't think it made a difference though.
No, it does. In the first, while you were away and while you were on your vacation in the first preseason game, Mac Jones was looking at Thornton, and he even had the touchdown. So
really?
Yeah. So Thornton was going to be all right, but now he's going to be out for a while. So I think that Myers is a good pick. And you had to be the Pacheco guy. I love it.
Were you taking him 2 picks later?
I mean, somebody. If I wasn't, somebody was.
That was the round, right? Like, that had to be the round. So
that's it. And you know what? And I think he's going to move up another round. Honestly, at this point, I would take him over Clyde Edwards-Helaire at ADP.
And there you go. And so a couple of guys that got snaked that I thought went a little earlier, and like Dameon Pierce, I was kind of looking at as a guy I was going to get a little later. He got taken, and that was like a smack in the face for me. I was like, oh shit.
It was one or the other, right? You had to take one or the other. They were all going to, him and Brian Robinson. Now that Brian Robinson is, and by the way, earlier today, I said Brian Robinson over Antonio Gibson, and now that's going to be chalk now.
That's nuts. That's crazy.
Yeah,
By the way, your boy Cody Carpenter is still out there talking up Gibson and laughing at everybody who's
no. Tonight it's settled. Tonight it's a death. I mean, when Antonio Gibson was fielding punts and Brian Robinson was out there with the first team, falling forward for extra yardage, at this point, just replace Robinson's like a 7th, 8th round pick, and Gibson's is like, a 10th round, one injury away guy.
So going through again, so I looked at your team, and I think it's strong, but obviously your RB3, you're going to have to get that figured out.
3, my RB3.
Your flex position looks a little sketch to me.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go. I'm going to have Ayuk in my flex.
So that's sketchy.
Or I can have Darrell Henderson, who's going to be the 1B to your Cam Akers.
No likey. So I mean, for me, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I mean, you do admit though that like at ADP, I have like a 40% chance to have a better September than you.
I just think Monka. I don't know which way it was going. Okay, it was going this way. So you took Ayuk ahead of Edmonds.
Yes.
I take Edmonds over him. I would have been okay with that.
Well, you know what it was? I liked Michael Carter. I like Khalil Herbert. I like it's not that I don't agree with you there, but I like the running backs later. I did not like the wide receivers that were coming up.
No, they were getting ugly. But I think I like Lazard more than Ayuk. I definitely like Lazard more than Ayuk.
That's fair. That's very fair.
I would have went that way. I don't like Devonta Smith. So
can you believe Alan Lazard's a 6th round pick now?
Yeah, I've been saying it from the beginning. He's he's the top wide receiver for his team. He's going to get 7 targets, maybe 8. He'll score some touchdowns. He'll be fine. He's going to be a fine guy. If he's your WR3, you're happy.
Yeah,
So
Thielen was the guy I wanted. Stat jumped me there. He sniped me there. And also, as much as I wanted Zeke in the 4th round, I was happy he took him because I know about the wide receiver problem in NFFC, and I was very happy to get Amon-Ra.
I was happy, like I said, to have the 3 good wide receivers. So just a quick run through of some of the rest of these teams. Again, and some of them, listen, everybody, we'll see how the league plays out. Who the fuck are we to criticize? I don't like pissing on Cheerios. But I will say this, like I said, you look at Team 7 and he took 1 running back and then kind of like no one else. And I think
Gainwell. By the way, I was going to take Gainwell 1 pick before he took him. I took Olave thinking Gainwell might come back to me. And when he went the next pick, I almost threw up in my mouth. Like Gainwell's I think Gainwell is probably going to be the most productive.
But it's a bad situation. It's a bad situation for running back,
and especially if they trade for Kareem Hunt.
Yeah. I don't think that will happen, but I just think it's a bad situation for running backs on that team. Cordero Patterson might save.
I know. I wanted him right there. He got sniped 1 pick.
He's a guy I have a lot of exposure to, but that's a tricky start. I mean, I see a lot of that. Team 8. He's got a lot of wide receiver talent, which is great, but Mixon and Chase Edmonds, I think that's good enough to carry you through. But there's not a lot of rope here. There's not a lot. I hate Diggs at this spot. You
didn't like Diggs in the 1st round. Why not? I mean, I haven't taken Diggs in the 1st round, but why not?
Khalil Herbert carted off the field.
Get out of here.
Montgomery's looking better.
All right, pick up Travis Ebner. Quick.
Take Travis Ebner. How do you know the name of his backup? By the way, you have a glorious, bald Florida tan going on. That's just looking beautiful through the screen. I have to compliment it. It's like, are you in the sun nonstop? You look like freaking that guy that that actor, that tanned actor guy from. I don't know.
With like the white teeth.
Yeah, like the super white teeth and the tan. So, Team 9, Eckler, Harris. Yeah, Harris was falling, right? I told you this. But by the way, can we pat me on the back? I told you Najee Harris in the 1st round was. Oh my God!
I could. By the way, that was the craziest fall. That was the craziest one.
I've been saying it, and that's where he belongs. I mean, he went where he belongs.
Let me see here. He went, come on. He went at 2.4. That's ridiculous.
To me, that's where he belongs.
Wow.
Yeah. He belonged there.
So you would take Lamb ahead of him? You would take Aaron Jones ahead of him?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think he went where he belongs. This is not a team that's going to score a lot. So, but I like the start for Team 9.
Oh my God, he got 2 first-round picks in the first.
Really good start. Pittman.
Are you kidding me?
It went off the rails a little bit, but I mean, what else can you do? But Pittman's great.
No,
and then,
he crushed wide receiver.
Yeah, the wide receivers went off the rails a little bit.
He got Josh Jacobs in the 9th.
Yeah,
this guy crushed it, man.
Team 9. So there we go. Team 10 was in the room. He was in the room with us.
Burrows. Yeah, he's going to call into the Sirius show tomorrow.
There we go. I like it. And good draft. CeeDee Lamb, Aaron Jones, good start. Mike Evans, love it. Don't like Deontay at all.
Let me ask you this question. Did the 3rd round reversal screw you up at all? Or it was like a little bit.
Didn't love it. Certainly wasn't happy about it.
So look at the top of the 3rd round. You picked 3rd. So Hill and Andrews would have been off the board. Who would you have taken if you look at it? If it would have been a traditional snake?
Yeah, I'm probably going Pittman right there.
Pittman,
so I don't mind it. But then I would have had it. Then I'm not taking Williams in that next round. At that point, I'm probably taking Dobbins. Like the draft goes different, right? Just a little bit different.
By the way, the ETN min pick, that was the min pick in the entire NFFC.
Meaning that is the earliest.
Well, that was the earliest he's ever gone, and you wanted him there. You would have set the min pick.
Yeah,
but he was.
I was kind of thinking this Kane was watching the stream and realized I was going to take him.
No, he wasn't watching. I know he wasn't watching.
Okay, so it's just somebody because I was about to say fuck it, I'm going to take ETN here early. I don't like setting the min on a player. That seems like not the right thing to do.
It's all right. It's not like the worst deal.
I like that that's the min. Like what the min is.
Well, it's in the NFFC ADP. It says min and max on there.
That's crazy. That's such cool stuff that they do.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Chris Liss had the previous min on ETN, and then Mario Puig of RotoWire had the previous min at 24. This guy takes him at 20.
I was sure I was getting him. That was how my draft was supposed to go.
Yep. No, I heard you talking about it. I was like, oh no.
Javonte went. And I was like, all right, ETN went. I was really hoping one of Javonte or ETN dropped to me there. So,
I heard you talking about Fournette, but you knew I was taking him.
I knew he wasn't going to be there, but I was just kind of looking at this group going, all right, one of these three should drop, and none of them did. And I was like, wow, all right. And I just could not stomach taking the next running back, which was Nick Chubb. I just couldn't stomach it. I was like,
I mean, I didn't hate that. I wouldn't have hated that, but
I hate starting off with Nick Chubb. I just don't like it. I don't like it. So, I mean, I think Team 10 looks pretty decent. The problem with Team 10 is after Jones, like Rashad Penny is garbaggio.
I mean, he's starting.
It doesn't matter though. Garbage team. I wouldn't want him as my RB2. He needs Brian Robinson to emerge.
Brian Robinson, he's starting.
He's locked in as the starter at this point.
Locked in as a starter, man.
Crazy.
Antonio Gibson was fielding punts today.
Yeah, that's nuts. So Brian
Robinson was with the first team. He was, getting carry. I mean, who knows what that's worth on the Commanders, but that's what it is.
That's crazy. I have a lot of exposure to Brian Robinson in my dynasties, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then let's see. Dalton, Barkley, Kamara, good start. Mark Andrews, no problems here. 3 Yeoman-like wide receiver. I like his draft a lot.
Yeah.
Dalton drafted well.
No, what do you think about him reaching for Trey Lance over Lamar and Jalen Hurts?
I don't mind it. What's the difference? That's the way I look at it.
I guess he backs it up with Stafford, which is fine.
Yeah.
But Trey, I guess you want to get aggressive because I just think Trey Lance, man, I think that could be very.
I would have taken Hurts. By the way, Hurts, I was hoping he would drop to me. Got sniped right before.
So I had that decision. I had the Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts decision, and I went very nutless. I went, I
would have went Hurts over Lamar.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think if I had, I was almost got Goddard. If I had Goddard, I would have done it. But given that, just Lamar is just Lamar, man. You
agree that Tom Brady is going to be playing this season?
I'm worried. I mean, not that, yes, he's going to be playing, but I've been very aggressive on Brady all off season, but I am concerned. I'm
concerned too. Yeah.
I'm concerned. But in all fairness, Kyle Trask has been playing well in the preseason.
It doesn't matter, but I'm just saying I took Brady here. And
did you get a backup running back?
I forgot to take a backup wide quarterback.
Yeah, there's plenty on there, but I was surprised that you took Brady over Carr, Cousins, and Stafford.
It was Stafford. I was going to take Stafford. I'm like, it's Brady. He's the GOAT. But hindsight, I would like that one back. I would have just taken Stafford.
Yeah, a couple rounds too.
He was available a few rounds later, but that's because I took the 12th quarterback. But I'd like that one back.
That's fine though. It's fine.
Listen, we're gonna cry about Brady only if he doesn't play. Like if he's
and on the waiver wire, God forbid. You still got Mac Jones, Daniel Jones, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz.
Daniel Jones is decent, and even Marcus Mariota hanging out. It's fine.
Yeah, and by the way, this is why a super flex draft is so much better.
Yeah, because the quarterback just didn't matter too much.
It matters, but it doesn't matter.
Last team was Sasky, Swift, and then this is a draft I don't understand at all.
So Bill Wasowski's 12,
and this is one of the best players, right?
Yeah, no, he's good. So I like his on the turn. I liked his picks there. Adam Swift, you can't go wrong, right?
Yeah, no, that's great, solid. And Tyreek Hill, great. Brandon Cooks, great. Darnell Mooney. So he's got 4 really good wide receivers.
Right. Then he's got his anchor running back. Okay. So then you didn't like the Pollard pick. I remember that one. So who would you have taken instead of Pollard? Would you have taken Pierce?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Brian Robinson. Take us,
Well, he got him. He ended up getting Singletary and Hunt anyway. But, yeah, I think Pierce over Pollard for sure. But I understand why. It's people aren't there yet with
this was the only thing. He did so great, and then he just doesn't really have a good RB2. But who cares? He's got 4 excellent wide receivers to make up for it. So, and you can usually find I like the balls of going into a season, and we'll wrap it up here. But I like the balls of going into a season where you're like, fuck it, I'll find myself a running back too. Like I got Elijah Mitchell in our league last season, fucking all in. Week one.
Couple things about this draft that everyone should know is that you don't need to set your lineup until Sunday. So if you have a Thursday player and they go off, you could put them in your lineup. And if they don't go off, if you have a stud and they just totally shit the bed, you can not put them on your lineup.
That's just week one though, right?
It's only week one because there's drafts that happen on Saturday and Friday. So they don't want to have, you shouldn't have a disadvantage over the guys that are drafting in the overall contest.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing to know.
And then also there's one waiver run before everything starts. And then the other thing is that week 1, 2 is a all-in play. So there's no head-to-head matchup. The top 6 teams get a win and the bottom 6 teams get a loss for week 1 and 2. The head-to-head matchup start in week 3.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. And they don't even matter. Yeah, it's a little weird how the rules work. So Tattoo is
because they want you to play everyone only once.
This season, Tattoo, you definitely want to get a QB early, but you can wait on that QB too a little bit. I don't mind waiting for a Tua. I think Marcus Mariota is a decent QB too. So I don't know how you're looking at it, Says, but non-dynasty.
Two ways to do it. If I'm in the back of the middle of the draft, I'm going 2 QBs because after Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, the tiers dry out. But if I'm picking like 1, 2, or 3, and I get like Herbert, and then it comes back to me and the QBs aren't there, I'll punt until like Baker Mayfield.
Does it have to be Baker? Let's go Mariota.
I mean, QB 20 is basically
fuck Mayfield. He sucks.
Whoever QB 20 is.
Yeah, like like Matt Ryan. Okay, whatever.
I mean, he's like QB like 16. Like I'll go deeper. I'll go deeper.
Tua. But I'm saying I like Mariota late, and I'm down with Daniel Jones. Sure. I think people who are down on Daniel Jones, they're making a mistake. He's good.
He actually got hurt. He got neck surgery. So just be careful there.
Jones?
It was reported today. Yeah, Daniel Jones is. He says he's fine, but he had neck surgery, and that's not good. It was a note that just came out tonight.
All right, so we have to take a look at that. But
that's like a Tyrod Taylor situation.
Yeah. Ooh, Tyrod.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, we'll wrap it up
later.
Good draft, man. Good luck this season. I like my chances. I like your chances too. I think the three. Like I really like Dalton's team. I like your team. I like my team. I think a lot of these guys did a good job drafting.
Sharp room.
Yeah, very sharp room. Again, 1 or 2 teams that I think might have some issues, but fucking A, who the hell am I to criticize a guy who's won it before? So, who knows?
All right, brother.
All right, later.